morning, everyone, on this, well, kind of nice day. Welcome to our monthly meeting, July 9th. And well, I thought we'd have more people interested in how much information is stored in your cars, but well, I guess not. I think this is important that for a lot of people to know. So, but it'll be online afterwards. And I should mention that. I haven't been mentioning that. Oh, I'm sorry, Eric, I forgot to tell him to go. You're good, right? Okay. Yeah, so all these meetings are recorded and streamed live to YouTube. So our YouTube channel is Sun City Huntley Computer Club. And so you can just go to YouTube and just do a search for Sun City Huntley Computer Club, and you'll see our logo. You click on that and you'll see all the videos from past meetings. I started recording them, I think, in January of 2014, and just about all of them are out there. Some of them are dated, but some of them are still relevant. So yeah, so the meetings are there, and it's also on our Sun City Computer Club webpage. If you scroll down, there's a little window that shows the latest meeting. Now this one won't be available until probably later this afternoon, unless if there's problems. Sometimes I have to re-upload, because I record it locally to the computer as well. I might have to re-upload it and then do it. So, but it will be there later today, if not tomorrow. So, okay. Please silence your cell phone. And I forgot to do that once, and my phone rang, so I have to make sure I do that. I've forgotten to do that already. Sorry about this. This is a new phone. You know what? I'll just turn it off. Well, it would help if I had
still trying to set up that Apple TV Model A 1469, you can actually use the Apple TV remote app in your iPhone's control center, or...
Okay. My sunglasses are readers too, so I can use those. Okay, so mine's silenced, hopefully everybody else. I'm a little disappointed in the turnout, but I was reminded that there was no reminder sent out for the meeting today. I'll have to talk to our person in charge of that. I was out of town, so I wasn't around to notice that. Okay, our agenda for today: financial report, our lab improvements, status, membership, our computer club matters, classes, and feature presentation. Here's our financial report. Beginning balance, $12,750.47. We had quite a few members renew and our new members joining. So we had $743.70, a whole 21 cents interest income. Wow. Had a few expenses. Our ending balance, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can see it. So in the bottom we had our major equipment purchases were all our lab improvements. We spent $20,000 on that. You had approved $24,000, so we're good. And our Grafton Food Pantry, thank you for your donations with the coffee and donuts. So far this year we've donated $749.72. Our lab desk progress, these are the same pictures that I've been showing, but there is progress. I've hit my head against the wall so much trying to get all this stuff here. This company was so impossible to deal with, but finally I think we have everything that we need to put them together. Now, all the tops are stored in that storage barn down the street, and now we have to deal with our maintenance people to get them delivered to us one or two a couple at a time. So we don't have room for all of them in there at one time. But so there is progress. There's people coming in later today to work on installing them. So hopefully in a week or two, and we're trying not to impact any of the open lab times. So we're working on this in between lab periods, and well, I'll talk about there are no classes anymore in July and August, so we usually take the summer off for that. So there'll be more time that we can work on finishing this lab and getting it to where it'll be in good shape come fall, where we can start offering classes, and I got a lot of plans for the lab. All the new computers and everything are here, and monitors, everything, so it's just up to us now to get it all installed. Our total membership has dropped. We were 1,400 and some, and now we're 1,326. There are 209 memberships that expired June 30th. 80 members took advantage of the $10 early renewal discount, which ended June 30th. We had open lab that evening, and I expected a lot of people coming in to renew, but they didn't come. So, unfortunately, that means 127 memberships expired. Now, beginning July 1st, renewals are the same as new memberships. It's $25 for 3 years, which still is a bargain. It's $10 difference. But we have plenty of members, and so we're in good shape. Now this computer lab full service hours, we've always had the 9 a.m. to noon on Monday and Thursday, and since December I've been trying to get people aware that Tuesday 6 to 9 p.m. and Wednesday 1 to 4 p.m. As much as we tried, it has not been in lifestyle. And people would say, oh, I didn't see it in lifestyle. Well, I didn't know anybody really looked at it that closely. But I guess they do. So now this month, I went and talked to them, and they guaranteed me it would be in the current issue, and it is, finally. So it'll probably be in there forever. So the lab is closed after this, and there will be some people in there working, I think, on the new desks. Subgroup meetings are held in the computer lab. The Apple group meets the second Tuesday of each month at 2 p.m. and the photography group first Wednesday of each month at 7 p.m. They're two really good groups, and if you have any interest in either one of them, you can just go to the meeting, check it out, and as a member, you're free to join. Now, computer club classes, there are no classes in July and August. So, but I'm still looking for people to be instructors when we do start up again. I have ideas for classes that I will teach, but I would like other people to teach as well. And I've offered this. I'll help you. If you have any interest in maybe teaching something, talk to me. We did publish a list at one point of classes that we would like to offer. We should probably get that out more often. But if there's something computer related that you think you would like to teach, come and talk to me. Or Ralph is our education person. You can talk to him as well. And I'm willing to help. Help you set up the class. I'll be there for the first 1 or 2 classes to help you through that. I want to offer more classes. I want to get more people involved. I don't want to be the one up there all the time doing this. So, please, think about it. Before we get to that, I did have a late notice handed to me. The Neighborhood Advisory Council is sponsoring a community-wide food drive, Tuesday, August 11th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the drive-through circle at Fountain View. Please drop off your donations at the Fountain View drive-through between 9 and 2, including monetary donations. No expired goods, please. There's also going to be some boxes at Meadowview Lodge. And the greatest needs are cleaning supplies, paper goods, personal care items, and non-perishable items. So they would appreciate that if you would make a donation to the food drive. Okay, so what does your car know about you? Now this, I think, is really important. And talking with car dealers, they don't do anything to protect you. So you should know about this. And this is just a picture I found, but some of the places there, I have a slide that tells you how many computers there are in your car. You won't believe it. Your car records much more information than you realize. And my goal in this presentation is to inform you, not to scare you. Although it is kind of frightening to think if you trade in a car or sell a car, all the data that you might be leaving behind in that car. And you should be aware of this. Now, how many computers in the average car today? Today, the average car has 60 to 100 computers, and advanced models exceed 150. Why so many? There's separate computers for every little thing that they add on. Powertrain and driving, it's control for the engine, transmission, fuel system, turbo if you have that, all-wheel drive and traction control, battery management, safety, your ABS airbag, stability control, collision avoidance. All these new features they're putting in cars, they just keep adding computers for these things. Lane keeping, adaptive cruise control. Comfort and body control, your heating and air conditioning system, your seat, door, window modules, lighting controllers, wiper control. Just about everything is controlled by computers. I added, on my Cadillac, I added fog lights because they look cool. I don't use them, but they look cool. But if I wanted them to work, and I replaced the dash switch and everything so that it should work, but it didn't. I had to take the car to the dealer and they had to program it to recognize the fog lights. Now, years ago, you just put it in, hooked up a switch, and click, 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 it worked. Not anymore. The computer controls it. And that's probably so it can just turn on that little light on your dashboard to tell you that the little fog lights are on. But everything is computer controlled in your cars today. And even if you don't think about it, and you don't think about most of this. You know, you push the button to roll your window down. If you push it hard, the window just keeps on going down until it stops. That's all computer controlled. So your infotainment, that's your entertainment system in the middle of the dash usually. And connectivity, your head unit, the amplifier, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Telematics is your OnStar or whatever your brand computer calls their version of OnStar. And navigation. That's your map in the car. Driver assistance, your front camera, processor, surround view camera. That's pretty cool. They have cameras all around, and you get a view on your center screen of like you're 20 feet above the car looking down on it. My car doesn't have that, but I thought about buying a new car just for that. And your blind spot radar. Data modern cars collect. The driver identity, your seat and mirror positions, your saved profiles and paired phones and contacts. Now, I never paired my phone to my wife's car, but we went to Minnesota last week, and I did. And as soon as it connected Bluetooth, all of a sudden it said, you know, downloading contacts. And I thought, oh, I don't want it to do that, but it did. And I stopped it, but the next time I connected my phone, it finished. So it's futile. Give up. So now her car has all of my contacts in it, which if my phone isn't there, you can't see them, but the contacts are still in there. Now, if we get rid of that car, those contacts will go with it. Somebody's raising a hand here.
Well, the other thing to think about when you're watching this is when you do a rental car.
Yes, I'll get to that.
Oh, you are? Okay. Because, yeah, that's
Yeah.
an issue.
So location and travel, your GPS routes, your trip start and end times. Every time you start or end the trip, that's logged in that car, and it's saved. So years later, somebody can go back and see all the places that that car has been. Your acceleration and braking. What kind of a driver are you? Do you accelerate hard and brake hard? That's all logged in your car. And that information, who knows? I mean, your car manufacturer could be selling that information to insurance companies. The vehicle health, your engine codes, your battery, fuel levels. Do you normally run your fuel down on fumes? That's not good for your fuel pump. The fuel pump is inside the gas tank, and that's cooled by the fuel. And if you run it low on fuel, you're going to overheat that fuel pump, and you'll shorten the life of that fuel pump. So your tire pressure, do you generally run your tires low or high on tire pressure? That's all logged. Maintenance logs. Do you change your oil on time, or do you let it go a long time afterwards? Again, that's logged. And when you go to trade that car in, the dealer is going to plug your car in and read out a lot of this stuff and say, oh, they didn't take good care of this car, so we're going to adjust what we're going to give them on the trade-in. Connected services, your remote start and lock commands when you remote open and lock your car. Your app usage. You got all that nice center console with all these apps in it, if you use those, and some people do. Now, that's all logged, your app usage. And I didn't find anything that said specifically, but I designed and wrote computer systems in my job. And if I were going to create a log, I would record not only what was used, but the date and time that was done. Now, okay, you got in an accident. Can somebody go in there and read that out and see, well, yeah, they were playing with the apps at the time of the accident, so their eyes were not on the road. There's all kinds of things that come out of that. Connected services, remote start and lock, app usage, charging or fuel history, sensors and cameras, your lane keeping cameras. Do you wander a lot in your lane? There's cameras on a lot of the new cars that will alert you to that. And it's logging some of that. Okay, I got to keep correcting you to stay in your lane. Well, again, is that something that might be of interest to an insurance company? That you wander, and so you may not be a good risk for insurance. Parking sensors, your voice commands, and sometimes the cabin microphones. There's microphones in there. You make a phone call. You don't have to pick up your phone or talk to any specific. There's a microphone in there someplace. So are those microphones on all the time? Are they listening all the time? Who knows? It's like the Amazon Echo or any of those things. They're listening all the time for sure, because they have to listen for their name. Now, where does this data go? Manufacturer servers. Some of the data goes to, it's via OnStar or some of those, that type of telemetrics is transmitting all the time back to the manufacturer for diagnostics and updates. Did you ever get a notice? Your car is due for service. How do they know? Your car can be talking back to them and letting them know that this is your mileage, and then they send you a notice. Dealerships for service records. You take it in for service, they plug it in, and they can read out some of this to see if what you're in there for service for, and maybe other things that might be time for servicing. Insurance companies, if you opt in, there's some of the insurances you can plug a module into your OBD2 port in the bottom under your dashboard, and you can record information for them to see what kind of a driver you are, if you're a good risk for insurance, if you can get a lower insurance rate. Well, some of the cars are doing that without you plugging something in. It's part of the car. But you can opt into that to have it watch your driving and report to your insurance company. Law enforcement can have access to that information with a subpoena or a warrant. And third-party apps, your navigation, your road assistance, and infotainment system can be going to third-party apps. It's like on your phone. You put an app on your phone, and you don't know what it's doing. It's playing that game that you asked for, but is it sending data, other data to any place? You don't know. You have to trust whoever it is that wrote that software. Why automakers collect it? Well, they say it's to improve safety and reliability and to predict maintenance needs, enable features like crash detection and theft recovery. Now, they can tell where that car is all the time. I don't know. I would think that would be used more often because with OnStar, they know where that car is. And I say OnStar, but that I've got a whole list of all the other manufacturers and what they call their version of OnStar. So they should be able to use that for theft recovery, but and the crash detection. OnStar and a lot of those other ones will automatically make a phone call if you can't to their service and let them know that you've had an accident. Personalized comfort and infotainment settings, so they can. Well, the car actually has a better heating and air conditioning system than your house. Your house, you have to put it on air conditioning, or usually you can put it on air conditioning or put it on heat, and you have to change it over manually. I have a thermostat that will do that, kind of, not 100%, but it's pretty good. They'll automatically change it over. But your car does it very nicely. You just set the temperature and put it on auto, and it'll keep that temperature. It'll give you heating, it'll give you air conditioning, whatever you need. Keeps a nice even temperature. Now, some people I know sit there and fiddle with the thing, turn the temperature up, turn it down, turn it up, turn it down. That drives me crazy. Support connected car services and app ecosystems. There's a lot of other services that they can offer that they can collect this information to use that information for. Privacy risks, location tracking, can reveal travel patterns. Now, I watched a YouTube video. There was a young kid that told his mother, well, if I buy you this Subaru, and you drive it for a few months, and you can keep the car, but can I hack into it after a few months? And she said, well, that's my son. Yeah, sure. So in a few months, he hacked into her car, and he called her, and he wasn't even near the car. This was remotely. He called her, and he said, you go to church every Sunday, and you park in the same parking space? And she said, yeah. So he could tell that just by hacking into her car. My wife's car, when we first got that, it was in the news. That model car was easily hacked, and a couple guys hacked the car from miles away, and they were able to control everything: the steering, the braking, the horn, the windows, everything, from miles away. So Jeep put out a fix, and you could take it to the dealer, or you could download the patch and apply it yourself. Well, I downloaded it to a flash drive and I put it in there, but that was it was not easy for the average person. I mean, you had to push this button, wait 30 seconds, and push this button, and it was almost like, get out of the car and jump on one foot and turn around 3 times. It's just, I got it applied, and that kind of plugged that hole. But still, they released a lot of cars with that flaw, and people were able to hack it. Now, how many people actually got the fix applied? I don't know. Did everybody? Probably not. So the travel patterns and that. I mean, this kid was able to hack his mother's car and tell what parking space she was parked in. It's that detailed. Paired phones may expose your contacts and messages. Like I said, all my contacts were downloaded into my wife's car, and where, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look for it. And messages, well, not necessarily the text messages, but from my reading, it's a metadata log, the date and the time and probably the person, the contact that the text message was from. So, but all that is logged in the car. Cloud-linked profiles can tie driving habits to your identity. So the car learns you, and actually there's seat sensors, because it knows if there's somebody sitting in a seat, whether you have to have a seatbelt fastened or not. And it can somewhat sense weight, because it knows if there's a child sitting in that seat, it can dial back the airbag so it doesn't come out with such force for a small child. But now, how accurate is that? Someday you're going to get in your car and say, you better start hitting the gym. You're getting a few extra pounds. So your identity is, your car knows you pretty well. It knows your driving habits. And in some cases, there's even a camera in the car looking at your face. And that's something that I read about that I don't know if it's proposed to go into effect next year or if it is already passed. But cars will have a camera on you and evaluate you whether you're fit to drive or not. Now, what the article said was, if it's looking at your eyes, and if you're like upset or something, it's going to say, you're too upset. You shouldn't be driving. Well, there's a tornado coming. I got to get out of here. I don't know how that's going to work at all. And here's the resale or rental vehicles may retain previous driver data or your driver data. You get a rental car, and we had a rental car for a month at one time, a loaner from the dealer, that you're going to use it that long, you're going to personalize it to yourself. You're going to Bluetooth your phone to there, so you're going to answer the phone while you're driving or whatever. Well, now all your contacts are in that car. So you need to go through, before you turn that car in, and delete all that information. Remove your phone from there, delete those contacts, and I'll show you a little bit later about how to do that. Okay, how to protect your privacy. Here, delete your paired phones before selling or servicing your car. They're even suggesting to do this if you're taking your car in for service, because they're going to plug in your car to their computer, and they can, some dealers said that no, they can't access your contacts and things. I don't know. They may be saying that just so that you don't get scared by that. I don't know, but selling or servicing your car. So you shouldn't turn your car over to anyone unless you really trust them. Clear the navigation history regularly, because the car is remembering all that. I know, well, my car doesn't have navigation. My motorcycle kind of does. I got a GPS on there, but it's separate, so it's not locked into the motorcycle, but that GPS does record my highest speed attained. And I wouldn't want anybody to see that. Disable data sharing in your car's privacy or connectivity settings, and use guest mode if available. I haven't seen anything where that was available. Review your manufacturer's privacy policy for opt-out options, and avoid saving sensitive contacts or addresses in the infotainment system. There is something that I talked to 3 car dealers, and I forgot to ask them if they have a policy where you can request that they do clear this data for you. But I'll talk about them later. A quick checklist: remove your personal data before trading in or servicing your. Okay, again, check privacy settings in the infotainment menu. Turn off share driving data or connected services if not needed, and keep your car's software updated for security patches. Now, all these years, I know of one security patch, and that was on my wife's car for that one thing that I mentioned. So, I don't know, do people get security patch? Or maybe it's just a notice that you need an update on something on your car, and you bring it in and you don't know what they do, they just fix it. So it might be a software patch, and it might be for a hardware issue. Now I checked with 3 car dealers. The first car, and I was shocked that they were even willing to give this information. The first car dealer, they said, yeah, we don't do anything. We just take it in and we just evaluate it, and if it's older and the mileage is over 100,000 miles, we don't even try to resell it, and we'll just pass it on to some auction house, and they do nothing. So if your data is in there, who knows where that's going? It's going to an auction house someplace, possibly, or to that dealer lot, and somebody's going to buy that car, and they'll have your data. Now, I know when I bought my Cadillac, I bought that used, and from a CarMax, and when I was setting it up for myself, I was going through and they recorded the outgoing message for the phone. It was still in there from the previous owner. So I listened to it, and I heard the phone number of the person. They said their phone number. And I thought, okay, I wonder, could I take this phone number now and go on the internet and find an address associated with that phone number and drive by and push this button up here for the garage door and see if the garage door opens? That's entirely possible. So that's another thing you want to make sure you clear. So the first dealer, yeah, we don't do it. It's up to you. It's your data. It's up to you to take care of that. Second dealer said, yeah, some salespeople clear the data by disconnecting the battery. And he said he does that for all his customers. He disconnects the battery for a while, and he said that erases the data. I didn't want to question him on that. I didn't think so. And yeah, somebody's shaking their head no. And yeah, I did research it when I got home, and yeah, it doesn't. It clears some data, but none of your data. It clears, I forget, but it's some of the engine-related data and things that you don't care about. The third dealer tries to delete their data, but there's no guarantees. They try to be good about doing that, but they're not going to guarantee that it's going to be done. You know, they might miss a car here and there. So in the end, it's your data. You need to be sure to protect it. None of the dealers made any attempt to clear data from loaners. Again, you get a loaner for a while, you connect your phone to it, your data goes into there. And where you went, everything that you've done with that car is stored in that car. That goes with it when you turn it in. I didn't check with car rental places, but I have a feeling that they don't do anything either. I was going to call Enterprise in town here, but I didn't get a chance. Disconnecting the battery. Disconnecting the battery does not eliminate user data. It only clears temporary computer memory, the ECU, the engine control unit, or the PCM, the power control module, adaptive data, the short-term fault and short-term fault codes. There's different kinds of fault codes, like that turns on the check engine light. There's some short-term, some long-term, some more serious than others. That'll clear the short-term, but the long-term fault codes it won't clear. So that's what disconnecting the battery does. Permanent user data is not stored in that ECU or PCM. It's stored in the infotainment, that nice entertainment console in the center of your dashboard. That's where your personal data is stored, and that's in non-volatile memory, so that does not get erased. Now, again, what does not get erased? Phone contacts, call logs, text message metadata stored in the infotainment system, your Bluetooth pairings, any phone that's ever been Bluetooth to that car, whether you still have that phone or not, is still registered in that car. Your navigation destinations, your home address. Now that's something that most people will, oh, it wants my home address, okay, you put in your home address. Don't do that. Years ago, it was in the news that it was happening at Bears games. Now there, people were stealing cars out of the lot, the parking lot. And they'd steal a car that had the mapping system. And they just look and hit home and drive the car to that address. Now they know, okay, the game just started, so we got at least 3 hours or more before they come out, before they even know the car is gone. So they just hit home, they drive to that address, they drive up, they push the button and the garage door opens. They drive in, they go in the house, they take whatever they want. So,
put it in your car and drive off.
well, yeah. So what the suggestion has always been is you never put in your actual home address. Now, even on my GPS, that's even on my motorcycle, or the GPS that I use a handheld one in my car. If you push home on there, it'll take you to the Huntley Police Department. Now, if I can get to the Huntley Police Department, I know how to get home from there. Your garage door opener codes, home link, they call it in some cases. You need to clear that, but that does not get erased. Radio presets, and they can gather more information about you even by knowing what radio stations you listen to. If you listen to all kinds of crazy music, okay, they learn a little bit more about you that way. Or you listen to nice, calm, relaxing music. Your seat and mirror memory profiles. Last week we were in Minnesota, I drove my daughter's car, and not thinking, I just had to move it. And I just started the car, and she's shorter. And all of a sudden, her seat is moving forward, and I'm getting closer and closer. The steering wheel is here. I thought, see, okay, I just had to move it a little bit, so I didn't mess with it. But that memory profile is stored in there. And now, my older Cadillac had, depending which remote you used, it would change the settings. It would know, okay, this is remote 1, so it would set the seat here, the mirrors, even the infotainment system would change. If you were listening to the radio before, it would change the radio back to the same station. All that stuff is stored in your car. The telematics module, your OnStar or Uconnect, or even if you're not subscribed to it, it's still transmitting information about some of the data that's in your car. Your car maintenance and things like that. Your VIN is not, that should never get erased. The ID number of your car, your VIN, and linked manufacturer data are stored off of the vehicle. Your battery disconnect has zero effect on these because they are stored in flash memory, not RAM. Clear personal data, a quick reference. Now this, I had a whole chart, and I kind of condensed it to different manufacturers. So in Ford and Lincoln, you go into your infotainment system, you go to settings, and then general, and then master reset. But each one is a little bit different. It doesn't look like it's hard to do. I haven't tried this, but just like the Volkswagen settings, factory settings, and all. I see a lot of Hyundais around, settings, general, reset, and factory reset. So a little different wording, but still good to do. And again, this video should all be online, so you can go and review it again if you want. I don't see anybody taking pictures. How to ask for a data wipe checklist. Now this is something that I've started using AI for. Okay, you can just say or type, and I've been using Copilot quite a bit. But you just say, give me a full data wipe checklist for a year, make, and model. For example, give me a full data wipe checklist for a 2018 Toyota Camry. And it'll give you a checklist of everything. You know, how to clear your contacts, how you clear this, how you clear that. Just online. I have one here from my Cadillac. The infotainment system, delete all Bluetooth pairings, delete all phones, delete all contacts, call history, text message metadata. So it's like a checklist that you can go down and make sure that all this stuff is cleared. Your body control manual, clear the key fob pairings well, you can't do that, but that's a dealer. But it's like a 2-page list that you can go through and make sure all this stuff is cleared before you sell or trade in a car. And if you, well, that gave me a longer one. The first one, then I should have just included the second one. If you want a one-page printable version, it's similar. Create a one-page data wipe checklist for a 2021 Ford F-150. And I tried that with, I used Copilot, but I tried it with ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude, and Duck AI. Now, if you're getting into AI, I just learned about Duck AI. Now, you've probably heard about the DuckDuckGo search engine that doesn't keep any of your history or anything. That's a good search engine to use because, like Google, they capture everything. They know everything you've ever searched for, and they sell that information. Well, DuckDuckGo does not. Now, DuckDuckGo has their own AI, and they probably just, they may not have their own, they probably just take your AI request and send that off to ChatGPT or somebody. And then they get the results back and they send the results back to you. Now, as far as ChatGPT knows, it's just DuckDuckGo made that request. They don't know that you made that request. So it's a little more secure doing it that way. So I thought, I'm kind of liking that Duck AI. It's duck.ai is just the web address to go to. I did try it with Siri, but I don't have the latest iPad. So it wouldn't let me do the Siri version of that. Now, one other thing, I don't know if you've noticed, but around town there are license plate readers. And I thought, okay, they're just reading my license plate. They're doing more than that. Now these are called flock cameras, and that's what the village has. And I know there's one, well, I have a map, but this is what they do. They take a picture of the vehicle going by, and it identifies your license number. It identifies that it was a gray Toyota Tacoma. It's a Tacoma. And it identified a Raiders sticker in the back window. So if the police are looking for a vehicle, and this could be useful for the police, if they're looking for a vehicle and they say, well, it was a gray pickup truck with it had a Raiders sticker on it. They can look for that, and how many gray pickup trucks with a Raiders sticker on it would have gone by that location at that given time. And it's got the GPS coordinates, it's got the date and time. Now, there's two websites, dflock.org and alrmaps.com. Automated license plate readers, ALPRs, automated license plate readers, or LPRs, license plate readers, are AI-powered cameras that capture and analyze images of all passing vehicles, storing details like your car's location, date, and time. Also capture your car's make, model, color, and identifying features such as dents, roof racks, bumper stickers, often turning these into searchable data points. So it makes it a lot easier for the police to do that, but I don't know if I made a comment about that. They're marketed as the indispensable tools to fight crime, possible privacy violations. ALPRs track your movements and store your data for long periods of time, creating a detailed record of your location history. But I also read about abuse, people who have access to this information, maybe in the police department or other government agencies that have access to that information after it's recorded, just searching for ex-spouses, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, just trying to find out their, and track them and find their location. So there can be, like anything that's good, can be bad too. Flock cameras. Now these are flock cameras all over the country. And you can see concentrations around Chicago and California. Florida's got a lot of them. New York. These people are making billions of dollars off of this flock company. And here's local. There's, let's see, I'm getting, oh, here's Sun City. And here's the one on Coin Station and Main Street. Then you cross 47 on Main Street, and there's another one right there. And then go down the Algonquin, there's a bunch of them there. You get the Randall, there's a whole bunch of them on Randall and Algonquin. Here's the tollway exit. There's 4 of them right there, there's 2 of them right there. So these things are all over the place. And it's not only available to the Huntley Police Department, they can share this with the county, with the state, or national. So just, this is not related to you, what your car knows about you, but this is other things that are happening around you. And local license plate readers, on this map there's 48 cameras. And that's about it. I'm open to questions if anybody.
So, fascinating stuff, Ken, thank you for that. So, just thinking about the privacy side, if I wanted to have a private conversation with somebody, I could turn this off and it wouldn't listen to the conversation, I think. But you can't do that in your car. There's no turning anything off in the car, right?
Yeah, there's well, yeah, even if you turn the car off, there's still things that are on in your car. Now, whether the microphone is or not, I don't know. But I know the car is always, that's, with the modern car, there's always things that have power because it's got to have power so that when you get near it and you push the button, it's going to unlock the car, or you can remote start it from a distance away. So there's something always drawing power. So if you go away for a month and you come back, if you didn't put any kind of a float charger on there or something, your battery's going to be dead because it's been using that power. Unless it has some kind of a safeguard that when it gets to a certain level, it might disconnect or shut down.
So I would think for all the consumer activists in the room that we may want to start a movement to say, just like websites, our cars should have privacy settings, and we can choose which level of privacy settings we want, including full privacy.
I suppose that, I don't know how successful you'd be, but it's worth a try. Anybody else have questions?
Well, going back to the rental car, because that was my issue. It was pairing my phone on the GPS of the car. But it did have something about contacts. Now, was it just taking, as long as I have my phone and I've left that rental car, it wouldn't be on there? Or the next person that gets in can click something? the last time I did the, one time I did the rental car, I forgot to ask, and I think it was still on there. The last time, when I drove it in, and I said, I wanna get everything off this car, he went in and he did something on the screen. I mean, do you know what we can do to just get it off when we?
Well, I did show you using AI. You can just do that one line AI command, and it'll give you a whole checklist of things.
You weren't turning it in your car.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure there's something just to get, but I mean, my question is, if your phone is not with that car, is the information still on that car?
well, and that's
someone else?
the one dealer I went to said, yeah, if your phone is away from the car, your contacts are not there. The other dealer I talked with said, and this was one of the technicians, he said, no, the data is still there. You just can't see it because your phone isn't there.
Okay.
So, but it's still in the car. So somebody with the proper computer can read that out.
Okay, but not like the next driver. The next
No.
driver can't get
No.
our information because that phone is not in that car.
No, but that rental place, or
Yeah.
if they have a computer,
Yeah.
they can probably get to it.
Okay.
And if they want to sell information, they can get it out and sell it.
Could I ask that you update your list because Subaru wasn't on there? And a lot of us in Sun City drive Subarus.
I thought I did. Yeah, Subaru's on. Well, which list? I had a list of all the names of the.
The list on how to take your data off of the car.
Well, that's.
It started, I think, with Ford, and then ended with Tesla.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that was that was an AI query that's what they gave me, and so I didn't look for every one of them. But when you, yeah, I'll have to look for that.
Is there an age limit on this stuff in the sense, what if you have a car that's 10 years old versus a car that's 1 year old?
Well, now let's see, my Cadillac it looks new, but it's 16 years old, and so I don't have the navigation. I don't have a lot of the new modern stuff, so I probably don't have as many computers. But one of my AI queries, I said, well, what information is stored in my car? And all I got back from that was, oh, that car it's like a hard drive on wheels. It's recording everything, but you just can't see it. So now, I mean, I know I had a 97 Cadillac that had all the automatically adjusted mirrors and seats and infotainment and all that stuff, that far back. So they've been doing this for quite a while. Now, how far back they had OnStar, I don't know. Next.
You had mentioned that you weren't sure if the facial recognition camera was active on the cars. I've got a 22 Honda CR-V, and I was driving one day, and a picture of a coffee cup came up on my dashboard, and I looked it up, and it was a drowsy indicator.
Huh.
It was telling me to stop and have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, they're getting very sophisticated with what they're doing with these, and it's scary. We don't even know what they're putting in these cars. Next. Yeah.
Great job on the presentation. It's
Thank you.
Also, one question on membership. Like many people, I did the 3-year thing, and I can't remember what I had yesterday for breakfast. So I need to. Do you let us know when we're going to be expired so we come and renew?
Right. When you're up for renewal, there's an email sent out to everyone who is due for renewal. But if you ever question it at any time, you can come into the lab, open lab, scan your card, and the screen that comes up, it'll have your name there, but in the upper left corner, it'll tell you when your membership expires. So anytime you want, you can come in there and just scan it and just check that.
Okay, I was just telling you folks that your TVs are doing the same thing, and they're not even using it for, they're using it for income stream. And I imagine the car manufacturer can use some of that data as an income stream from who knows who.
I actually have two questions. First, if a car is older and doesn't have those information panels,
Mm-hmm.
does it still,
Well,
computers in the car able to?
there's still a lot of computers in the car. How much data it's capturing, it depends on the manufacturer, but like I said, my 2010 Cadillac has the small screen that shows me the radio station and everything, but I don't have navigation or any of that stuff. I don't have apps, and it's still recording a lot of information.
But is there still about personal information?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's seat sensors that tell you when somebody's sitting there to turn on the light, or bing, 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 the fasten your seatbelt.
And as long as you use Bluetooth, it would store and use your phone with Bluetooth.
Yeah, your contacts and, yeah.
It would all get stored. What if you get your car totaled out so that it's not drivable anymore? Would some or all of those computers be damaged or unusable?
How was it totaled? I mean, where did it get hit? I don't know.
It would just make a difference where.
Yeah, if the dashboard got crunched, then maybe the stuff got destroyed. But if it's just the front end of the car is screwed up and your airbag deployed, but the infotainment system is perfect, then there might still be data in there. There's certain things. Hopefully that doesn't happen very often. And there's certain things just out of your control. You do what you can. And that's all we can do. Anybody else?
Thank you.
You're welcome.